เราได้แขกซึ่งพิเศษมากนะครับคุณบริสนี่เขาค่อนข้างมีชื่อเสียงมากนะครับแต่ว่าประเด็นที่เราสนใจเขามากเนี่ยคือเขาเชื่อมโยงเรื่องดีไซน์คือกิจกรรมเพื่อสังคมถ้าหลายท่านคงทราบนะครับมันมีหลายรูปแบบแต่หนึ่งรูปแบบที่เรายังไม่เคยเชิญแขกมาได้นะครับแล้วเราค้นพบว่ามีความน่าสนใจมากโดยเฉพาะเด็กกลุ่มรุ่นใหม่เนี่ยก็คือว่ากิจกรรมเพื่อสังคมอย่างเงี้ยสังคมเนี่ยมันไม่ต้องเฉยครับมันมีความทันสมัยได้นะครับคุณบริสเนี่ยได้รางวัลจำนวนมากนะครับดูหน้าเขาเหมือนเป็นเด็กมัธยมนะครับ You look 15 เมื่อวานนี้ผมก็จะคิดว่าเขาอายุ15นะครับแต่เขาอายุมากกว่านั้นแต่ไม่ได้เยอะมากเดี๋ยวผมให้เขาบอกเองดีกว่านะครับเดี๋ยวเขา tell your age yourself let them guess how old are you
That's very dangerous
เขาเป็น CEO นะครับของกิจการเพื่อสังคมอันหนึ่งซึ่งชื่อ Rags2Riches นะครับเป็นกิจการที่ช่วยคนที่อยู่กองรอบกองขยะขนาดใหญ่ที่มะนิลาเนี่ยเขาคงจะมีพรีเซนต์แล้วก็เขาสามารถเทิร์นให้ขยะเหล่านี้แล้วก็คนเหล่านี้ครับให้เห็นโอกาสในชีวิตแล้วก็ประสบความสำเร็จมากนะครับเขาทั้งมีชื่อเสียงนะครับแล้วก็ช่วยคนจำนวนมากซึ่งอันนี้เป็นส่วนที่เราประทับใจมากนะครับกับเขาแล้วก็เขามีเรียกว่ามีเสน่ห์ในการนำเสนอมากนะครับแต่ทุกท่านคงเห็นนะครับเราก็พยายามที่จะนำตัวอย่างแบบนี้ครับแต่ว่าเจตนาเราเนี่ยเนื่องจากเราก็รู้ว่าบริบทมันต่างกันนะครับเราก็เชื่อว่ากรณีเหล่านี้อาจจะมานำเสนอให้เรามีแรงบันดาลใจนะครับแต่เราคงไปก๊อปปี้เขาทั้งหมดไม่ได้นะครับแล้วก็อย่างที่ผมแจ้งไปแล้วว่าสำนักงานเนี่ยไม่ได้มีเจตนาที่จะมาทำงานทางวิชาการนะฮะเราอยากให้มันเกิดจริงๆในประเทศไทยนะครับท่านใดที่ฟังวันนี้และเห็นโอกาสนะครับมีความสนใจไม่ว่าจะมีเรื่องใดนะครับที่เกี่ยวกับกิจการเพื่อสังคมแล้วก็ social innovation เรายินดีนะครับแล้วก็ผมหวังว่าเดี๋ยวคงจะ enjoy กับ presentation ของ Reese นะครับ so now is your turn
Okay
please
Thank you
คุณ Reese Fernandes ครับ
Thank you Still that was very inspiring I didn't understand anything but I'm sure it was inspiring can someone translate that I don't know like he said I was 15 and then what else okay so if I'm 15 Rags2Riches is 6 years old now so I started when I was very young so it looks like child labor but so I'm not 15 I'm not 12 also so sometimes if I go to European countries they're like and I'm lost they'd always help me because they think I'm a kid who's lost yeah so it's a good advantage so I like it but I'm here today to talk about what we do in Rags2Riches I can see some familiar faces yay okay it's always inspiring and heartwarming to know that people are interested in this field because I strongly believe that this like social entrepreneurship, doing better, greater things for the world is always worth it. And it's always good to start even with small decisions. So I just want to ask people, like how many of you have been to the Philippines? Okay, sorry, you just got back?
Yeah, just got back.
Like, oh, I thought like just now, in the airport, went straight here, listen to someone from the Philippines. So, okay, so for those who have never been, thank you, never been to the Philippines, we have 7,107 islands. No, I haven't been to every single one of them. They are beautiful islands, a lot, and like probably a good 1,000 of them is in one cluster. So it's a beautiful place. We have a lot of amazing beaches. Just to get you a bit jealous, I'll show you one. So yeah, this is one of the, yeah, it's my house now. Yeah, it's mine, it's totally mine. No, it's not. It has supposed to have a credit there, but it's in white font. So I'll change that. But we have amazing places like this. We have beautiful high-end malls. But at the same time, like probably Thailand or other countries in Asia, we also have great poverty. So you see this every time, and I'd love to see it every day, more than I see it now. But we also have places like this. So this is Payatas. It's one of the Philippines' largest garbage dump sites. It has 500,000 people. Yeah, probably 1 million by now. Because this statistic was 5 years ago. So 500,000 people, 40 football fields big. And a lot of people make a living from the garbage dump site. So we have a kind of food that's called pagpag. Are you familiar with pagpag? Well, I'll probably explain it. Hopefully you will think about it while eating dinner. So pagpag basically is different takeout food or leftover from different fast foods. And scavengers, like people who would work in the garbage dump site, would get these different food and put them together, cook them all at the same time, and feed them to their families because they don't have anything else. So the leftovers that we have literally make other people live, but that is no way to live. And one of the people who live near the garbage dump site is her. Her name is Lee. She's a mother of 5. She's a scavenger for 20 years. Her husband doesn't know how to read or write. Their family lives near the garbage dump site, but she is very empowered. She's amazing. She would get different things from the garbage dump site and transform them to different materials. I went to her house once, and every single thing she had in her house, she curated. Yes, I just used curated from the garbage dump site. So her sofa came from the garbage dump site. According to her, it's the best there is in the garbage dump site. So everything that she has came from the garbage dump site. Even her wedding ring. So I have no idea if it's a real ring, like a real diamond, probably somebody broke their engagement, whatever, and it ended up in the garbage dump site. She got it, so it had a second life. Around 20 years ago, she was scavenging for scraps of cloth in the garbage dump site. So the Philippines used to be one of the top garments manufacturers in the world. And so we have a lot of scrap fabric from the clothes that are made in the factories. And she would get them from the garbage dump site and make foot rugs out of scrap cloth. If you're not familiar with the foot rugs, I'll show you a picture later, but basically it's rectangular, it's woven, and it's made out of different kinds of scrap cloth. So that's what she used to make. But because she didn't have access to the market, she would earn little. But to make things worse, one day a group of middlemen came in and said that they want to also earn from this. So the middlemen got the scraps of cloth straight from the factories, so you can no longer see them in the garbage dump site. They would sell them from one person to another, and then to another, and then to another, and finally to her. And then she would sell it to another group of people because she doesn't know how to go to the department store, office, and say, please buy my products. So at the end of a very long day, she would make a lot of products, would really work hard for it, and she'd earn 10 baht a day. Of course, that's in pesos. She doesn't earn baht in the Philippines. So, yeah, but I translated it. So 10 baht a day. And that's no way to live. She has 5 kids. She's very entrepreneurial. She's very enterprising. She's not poor because it's her fault. She's poor because she doesn't have opportunities. And so this is the group of crazy young people. Well, not everyone's young, but let's just say they are. Don't tell Father Johnny. So yeah, I didn't need to name names. So we all came together and formed Rags2Riches. We were from different backgrounds. So I came from the university. So I just graduated during this time. Yes, exactly during that time. And the other group of young professionals came from different backgrounds. Some are from corporate, some are from finance. One of them is now a senator in the Philippines. So we all came together and said, we should do something about this because it's wrong. We were going there because of different programs. I was going there for my university program. After going there because it's required, I decided to go there every weekend so that I could immerse more and see what I can do about it. Because it's good to go there once and feel good about yourself, like you helped some people, but you know that, yeah, you did your part, but they're still there. And they're still going to be in poverty for a long time. And I didn't feel very good about that. So we all came together and formed Rags2Riches. The first thing that we did was transform these scraps of cloth from this. This is how it looks like. Do you have those here too? Yeah? For some? Okay. So we transformed these to this. So we wanted the products to look nicer. We wanted the products to really appeal to the market. And we communicated this to our artisans. We started with 3 artisans who believed in us, who said, sure, let's give it a try. So we have a priest with us. So it's a very eclectic group. There's a priest, there's a baker, there's a fresh graduate. We all were talking to the artisans, 3 women who said, okay, let's do this together. And so we tried to convince them to make the products nicer, but we couldn't convince them just by talking to them about it all the time. We had to show them the market. So it took a while, like 2 months, to tell them, please make something that's plain colored. Because if you're someone who has, right? Because it's a little hard to match this to the rest of your interiors. And it has to have like even weaving. Because if you have this, then you can put it in a Mediterranean home, a Zen-inspired house. And who would have those houses? Of course, those people who care about design. And those who don't have to care probably about what their kids are going to eat tomorrow. So it's a different market. It's a market that they don't know. So we had to introduce them to that market. So we did that. The first thing that we did was introduce them to the market through bringing them to a high-end hotel. So this is a high-end hotel bazaar. Those are some of our first few artisans. So sometimes we go to from 3 to 5 artisans. So those are them. Before this picture was taken, this was an empty booth because they were so scared of people. They were so scared of talking to people who look like they're blemish-free and they look really strange. So some of the people who were here in the bazaar were really rich old ladies with really high spray-net hair. So they were a bit scared of that. What's that? What's in there? So, yeah, so they were pretty scared. But after a while, we announced we had to take a picture. And if you've encountered Filipinos in your life, we love pictures. Even if we're shy, even if we're in trouble, if somebody says picture, we post. So they came out of their hiding places and post. This was the time when they got to know the market, when people started talking to them, and they were very, very shy. So they didn't want to talk. But after a while, when people started appreciating their products, they suddenly came out of their hiding places after the picture and said, I made that. And they would never admit to making those things before. Like when we asked them, who made this? I don't know. Maybe the other person. Because they're afraid of criticism. They're afraid that somebody will tell them that it's not good enough. But now, they're so proud of it. But the real revolution happened when we met with this guy. So, this is Rahul Laurel. When I show this slide in the Philippines, the girls faint. Well, no, not really, but they gasp. They gasp. And it's really like a strong gasp. You can feel it in the air. It's like a collective like that. So, because he's one of the top fashion designers in the Philippines, he's like our Giorgio Armani, something like that. And he is the most sought after designer in the Philippines. Like the brides would love to have his gowns. And there. So he was the top of mind when we wanted somebody's help in bringing fashion and design into what we do. So we contacted him. It was a series of cold calls and some connections of connections, but it was the cold call that got him to a dinner with us. So this was the start of my long streak of cold calls and why I think I'm now one of the experts of cold calling in the world. So you can, yeah, I'm pretty sure of that. So you can ask me anything about cold calling, I'll probably know the answer to that. So, and how not to spam people. So this is our first designer. We talked to him over dinner. We shared to him the story. And he suddenly just folded the rug. So imagine I have a rectangular rug in front of me. He folded it, no, he rolled it. He placed 3 imaginary buttons and he said, you know, this is not a rug, it's a wine holder. So from $1 product to a $40 product, with a rolling of the rug, placing buttons, making it beautiful, and suddenly you have so much value to share to the artisans who make the products. And why not? It's handmade. It's made from scratch. And it's about time that we put a lot of value into that. So this is our advocacy. We create amazing, beautiful products, but at the same time, we share the stories behind them. So every product that we have would have a card like this, and with a signature of the artisan who made it. And that's not a joke, because sometimes we have large orders, like 5,000 pieces a month. And the artisans are more tired of signing their names than they are with weaving. But yeah, it's like autograph, you know, if you're a rock star, you have to know how to do it all the time. So they are our rock stars. And They love doing it. They love signing their names. Sometimes it's not legible anymore because they're so tired of writing it. But it's good. It feels good because for them, it's their creation. It's their work of art. And your work of art, you'd love to sign it, especially if it's nice. If it's not, you try to say it's not yours. But, so there. We create beautiful products, home and fashion accessories. I'll show you some of the products that we create. By we, I mean they create and we market, because I tried creating and it's no good. So we connect the artisans to the market. We provide them with access to design. So those two designs in the middle are actually the designs that we're going to launch this Thursday. So this, in a few days, we're going to launch in a museum. And we're going to launch these items. So you're one of the first few people to see them in pictures, because we're very secretive. We're like Apple. No. So we also integrate different indigenous materials. So now I think you please show your bag. Sorry, did I just surprise you? So like her bag is one of our bags, and on the side, yes. Oh yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take a picture later. So there's indigenous cloth on the side and weaving on the center. So the indigenous cloth on the side came from another community from southern Philippines. They live on top of a mountain surrounding a lake. So there is a lake on top of a mountain. So that's their product. And then we put that together with ours. We also provide them with access to training and quality of life programs. So we realize that money is not the only thing that will make you rich and will make your life better. So if you have money but you don't have quality of life, then that's nothing. If you have money but you spend it on gambling or you spend it on so many other things except the well-being of your children, then that's nothing. So we realized that we needed training, we needed quality of life programs. So we have financial literacy trainings for our artisans. They also go through parenting training. Of course, we don't do it ourselves. We don't know anything about parenting. So we ask the experts to help us do the marriage counseling. Again, we have nothing. We don't know anything about that either. So we don't want to ruin marriages and families because of our lack of knowledge. So we partner with strategic institutions to put together different modules so that they can learn more about how to manage their families, how to manage their finances. And we also have a savings program. So, excuse me. So, prior to Rags2Riches, I didn't have a savings account either. So, I am a very bad saver. So, so I don't save at all. And during our financial literacy training, they asked me to give a testimonial. Of course, it's hard to give a testimonial when you don't have savings. So I started saving as well because all of our artisans now have their own bank accounts. They have their own passbooks. So it's from a real bank. And their passbooks, it's not like in our Rags2Riches bank, which is non-existent. So they have their names on it. And for most of them, it's the first thing in their lives that ever had their names on it. Because they don't have land titles. Some of them don't even have birth certificates for their kids. So this bank account is something that has their name on it. And they love putting names on stuff, as you know. So, but this one has money in it. And they know that they can earn more while they create more products. We redirect 20% on top of their salary to their bank accounts. So they get something in cash. And they have also savings. And from our experience, hardly any withdrawals. That means a lot to us. That means that whatever money they have is enough for their food, for their family, so their savings are intact. So that's very good because in the future they can use that for bigger, better things. So these are some of our product lines. These are the home accessories that we have. So these are made of really thick scraps of cloth bundled together and using crochet, macrame, the different techniques that we have. That's actually our office. It doesn't look that clean all the time. So those are some of our other products, fashion accessories. This was our spring, summer, and this is the one we're launching. So that beautiful lady is the top fashion stylist in the Philippines. Her name is Liz Wei. She is the most sought after stylist. She styles the president, so she styles the celebrities as well. And so we partnered with her. She's our inspiration for this collection. So this collection is very Art Deco, Great Gatsby / artisanal craft. So there, we put those together. Recently, we also got a partnership with Anthropology. So for those of you who are familiar or not familiar with Anthropology, it's one of the most beautiful chain of retail outlets in the world, in my opinion. And they have around 100 probably stores in the UK and US. So we've had a partnership with them, put this together, and like in a month, they all sold out. So we're very happy because we know that the products that our artisans are making in their homes, where they are now reaching in the international market, are now reaching people who never heard of them, but can actually help them. We were also featured in Vogue UK. So again, for us, it's a very empowering thing, not just for us as a company, but also for our artisans. So they knew about this. They have no idea what Vogue is. So, but, yeah, they have no idea. But we're like, it's so cool. It's like, so we did a really poor comparison of what it's like in a community. It's like that of the world. So they were so happy about that. We were also featured in a lot of magazines all over the world, which is great. And some of them are in languages that we don't understand. Another one is upcoming in Thai, so again, I won't be able to read that. But, you know, I'll see pictures. That's good. I like pictures. When I'm reading, there will always need to be pictures. So we're expanding internationally. That's our goal for the year. So I'm very bad with geography and flags, and yeah. So I placed those logos without, well, guessing what country they are. So if you find weird countries where we are, we're probably not there. So, yes. So we're in the UK, hopefully I got that right. The US, Canada, Australia, Japan. So we're going international, especially this year. And so far we have trained 900 artisans. Every time I see this, I hyperventilate a little. It's a lot. We have to really take care of creating more business for them. There's 200% in household income, that's the minimum. We have a lot of retail outlets, partners in the Philippines, and 5 top designers, including 1 international. So the international designer that we have is Kenneth Kobukwe. He is a world-class furniture designer. So if you're into furniture, you should know him. So I'd like to share with you some of the things that we've learned along the way in Rags2Riches. Just in case you also want to be social entrepreneurs. And can I get a show of hands of who wants to be social entrepreneurs here? Who are social entrepreneurs already? There you go. So, and just like do something that's for other people, wherever you are. You don't even have to be social entrepreneurs. You can be professionals. You can be people in corporate. You don't necessarily have to leave it. You can do amazing things wherever you are, and you can partner with people and collaborate to make the impact bigger. So these are the things that we've learned, and I think it applies to anything, not just social enterprise. First, we believe in starting something somewhere. Even if you think you don't have money, you think you don't have talent. So for us, we don't just think we didn't have talent, I think we really didn't. So I'll show you in the next slide why. But you know those excuses in your head all the time that, yeah, I want to do something. I want to do this right now. But I don't have money. But I don't have an MBA. But I don't have further studies. But so many buts. But, yeah. But try to just do it. Try to just try something, even if it's small. Even if it's not yet perfect. And to show you how we started, this is our first website. It's green. It has a stream on the side and some random flowers. And we called our products Rug 001 and Rug 003. I searched everywhere, I couldn't find 002. And I know, it's pretty basic. And if you read it, which I hope you can from where you're standing or sitting, this is what we wrote. Our products. On this page, we will list all of our products we offer as part of our main product line. So it's so poetic. It's really, it hits you in the heart. And this is how we started. And we look back at this lovingly, believe it or not. We love this. because we know that we started somewhere. And because we started somewhere, we learned along the way. I mean, of course, when people saw it, they're like, why? Try something else, like another color maybe. So because of that, we learned along the way. The hard way, but we learned. So now if you look at our website, you won't see green, you see this. It's about to be updated this Thursday. So yes, we updated now. And now you couldn't see products with 001, 003, nothing like that. So this is our website now. So we believe it's starting somewhere. And this is always what we say. Start anyway. Even if it's small, even if it's a pilot, even if it's just a start. So how we started in Rags2Riches is that bazaar that I showed you earlier. So we said, okay, 700 pieces, sold out in 3 hours. If that didn't work, we would have tried something else, but we would have tried. Second, we see potential instead of problems, and we become part of the active solutions instead of being armchair activists. So one of my pet peeves in Facebook and Twitter, and recently Instagram, right, is people who always complain. And I do that too. But sometimes, it's like the complaint itself is the action. It's like, because of my post, the world is a better place. It's not. It's really hard to change things outside Facebook. So, we see it differently. We say, instead of being the complainers, instead of seeing everything as problems, how can we be part of the solution? For example, Anthony, so coming back to her. Again, mother of 5, scavenger for 20 years. She's really living near the garbage dump site, poor, and doesn't have a lot of things to look forward to in the future. A lot of people will think that this is a problem, that she's a problem, that maybe, she shouldn't vote because she doesn't pay taxes. I disagree. But maybe, a lot of people will think of it as a problem, but we saw potential, we saw opportunity. Because if you meet her, she's the sweetest, most empowered person ever. You will feel her passion for what she does, and not just for herself and for family, but also for her neighbors. Hey, who does that? Do you even know your neighbors? I don't know my neighbors. She knows her neighbors, everyone in her street, and she cares for all of them. So we saw that, and we said, this is a potential leader. And this is her now. She is now our workshop supervisor. So she makes her own PowerPoint presentations. She inserts videos in those PowerPoint presentations and clip art, so it's very fancy now. She makes transitions, and sorry, very, very proud of her PowerPoint skills. So, yes, I'm enumerating everything. She also uses our ERP, those the system that I can never understand. I still cannot use it as well as she can. She reports to the board, she reports to her team. She takes care of the whole workshop. And all of her kids are going to school. 2 of them have graduated. She now has a better house. She now has a refrigerator. And her stuff no longer come from the garbage dump site. She would buy them. And she has like one of the highest in savings in our community. Because she knows that she has 5 kids, she has to take care of them. But now she knows how. And now she knows that each and every one of her kids would dream of bigger dreams, and they can make it. That's the beautiful thing about it. Before, they would dream about becoming scavengers too, because they don't know what else is out there for them. But now if they dream of becoming scientists, of becoming doctors, they can. And that's the beauty of it, and that's something that we take for granted sometimes, most of the time. That some people can dream big, but the way to get there is not necessarily easy. Last, we have a preferential option for everything good in the world. And we think that we have to consider, again, that caring is cool, that compassion is so cool. And I think this is a bunch of really cool people, and I think we're cool, and everyone's cool. So, because for a lot of people, caring probably is, a one-time thing, or a weekend thing, or sometimes when we feel like it. But caring can be in every single thing we do, wherever we are. If we're in corporations, caring could be simple things that you can pitch to your boss, pitch to your colleagues, and what you can do together. For social entrepreneurs, you can think of new communities to support. For students, you can think of that kid in the class that's bullied that you can help out. So there are